Now, I want to introduce from PLC our good friend, Scott Davis.
These last 2 days, we've had the privilege to celebrate 30 years of the Pennsylvania Leadership Conference. These last 2 days, I've had the opportunity to celebrate my 10th year being a part of the Pennsylvania Leadership Conference. This is the 9th year that we've conducted the Pennsylvania Straw Poll. Over those 9 years, I've learned a lot about a lot of you. I've made some amazing friends, heard some amazing speakers, and through it all, I've really enjoyed just creating the questions and hearing your responses, sometimes during or after I present the results. But before I get into the straw poll, the one thing I do want to do is just take a minute and recognize a few people. One, the speakers. Thank you to all the speakers that participated this weekend. I've enjoyed hearing you. I've enjoyed listening. So thank you to the speakers. I would like to thank all of our panelists, all of our moderators. I'd like to thank the AV crew that I always give stress to when I ask for a quick little demo. So AV crew, thank you, gentlemen. I'd also like to thank all the volunteers that come out and help me. So the gentlemen, the ladies that help with registration, my parents who I've convinced to come out, expanding more and more of their time and getting them more involved in politics, and my soon-to-be wife, who is here as well, and ultimately the straw poll wouldn't be what it is without her. So let's get into the straw poll. We had 182 ballots collected from Friday morning through Saturday at 11 o'clock today. We kept it open till about 11:30, but it was roughly right around 11 o'clock when we cleared the room, so 11 o'clock was the official time. Every voter is a verified attendee of the Pennsylvania Leadership Conference. We had 41 Pennsylvania counties represented and 4 states. 4 states represented: Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, and New Jersey. So thank you to those that made a long drive. I think New Jersey and Pittsburgh is about the same distance. There we go, demographics. So age demographics: 18 to 21, 31, 26 to 40, we had 31. Our largest was to that 56 to 65 range, 40. And here you can see the rest of those breakouts. So thank you to everyone that took the time to vote in the poll. Identified gender: I did that on purpose for the Democrats. But I only gave you 2 options or an other. One person said they weren't sure. Otherwise, 121 men, 60 women. Top counties: in 9 years doing this, this is the first time I can recall that Dauphin County was not number 1. So for my friends in Dauphin County, you have to get a double registration next year and bring a buddy. Cumberland County, where the conference is housed, 23, Dauphin, 19. I think Allegheny was from the Allegheny Institute. I think the whole group came up and voted. Political ideology: fiscal conservatives, 117, traditionalists, 46, social conservatives, 76. I don't think anyone's really surprised. There was the one progressive, the one neocon, some libertarians in the room as always. How many times have you attended? First time, 48, 2 to 5, 70. Each year, the pie chart grows more and more, and each year we introduce more new people to what the Pennsylvania Leadership Conference is and our message, and I hope everyone takes that message and leaves with it. So what's more important to you as an elected official? Adhering to the conservative principles, regardless of the outcome, was 63%. A willingness to compromise when necessary to get things done, 37%. Let's get into some Commonwealth results. Would you say Pennsylvania legislators are headed in the right direction or going off track? We are on the wrong track. 85 participants said wrong track. So let's get on the right track. In your opinion, what is the most important issue facing Pennsylvania's General Assembly in 2019? Besides the mouse clicker? Pension reform budget. Every year, there are two top concerns. Every year I come back and there's been no action. Every year we come back and we talk about the same thing. So next week, let's call our legislators. If they're in the room, stop them before they run away. But let's get some movement behind some of these issues that are a concern for us year after year. Some of the other options that people wrote in: criminal justice, illegal immigration, education, family issues, religious freedom, education, school choice, constitutional adherence, ending abortion. Do you believe that Republicans in the state legislature are standing firm and holding their conservative ideals? Somewhat. We got to work on this one a little bit. Let's have those right ideas, let's hold to them, and ultimately it's up to us to hold their feet to the fire when they steer away from those. In your opinion, should Pennsylvania cities and municipalities be allowed to create their own gun laws? Philadelphia currently has their own gun laws, at least they think they do. Pittsburgh just recently enacted their own, or they think they did. Other cities, other municipalities around the state have often tried. The NRA, other groups often are right there behind them, filing the lawsuits and challenging it in court. Overwhelmingly, no. The Pennsylvania Constitution lays it out. It shouldn't even be a question. Why are we wasting the taxpayer money of all these lawsuits, fighting it over and over again? In your opinion, should marijuana be legalized in the Commonwealth? Right now, our Lieutenant Governor is doing his statewide tour asking this exact question. How do we feel? Medical only. 46, legalize and tax it. 57, want to ban it completely. So definitely a mixture here. In your opinion, should PA taxpayers bail out the nuclear industry? Another hot topic. Dauphin County, we have 3 Mile Island. 3 Mile Island recently celebrated its own celebration, or its own anniversary, if you will. Not a good celebration anyways. Overwhelmingly, no. We should not be bailing out private industries. So I wanted to ask this question just because it was a hot topic. But I got to thinking more about it, and so I posed this next question. Should PA taxpayers look to bail out PA-based companies similar to the nuclear bailout? One that came to mind was Rite Aid. Rite Aid has gone through their own financial troubles. They've gone through some reshuffling. So ultimately, I was thinking something like that. Here, we can see again, overwhelmingly no. PA taxpayer money should not be used to bail out private industries. Our federal results. There really wasn't a whole lot going on the Republican side. So I did have to ask some Democratic questions. I apologize. The first one I asked is, who would be the hardest Democratic candidate for President Trump to beat in Pennsylvania? And we'll just jump in. Bernie Sanders. Beto O'Rourke was up there with 29, Kamala Harris at 24. A number of them got 0. I think ultimately at the time to vote from this room, none of them will get 1. But ultimately, an idea, Bernie Sanders is obviously on our minds. The second question on the same topic is, now who do you believe will be the actual nominee? Because we saw this. Bernie Sanders had a lot of support going into 2016, but it was never going to happen. He runs his campaign as a Democrat, then he switches back to independent. So there's Democrats that aren't favorable of him. There's this, there's that. So it's really 2 unique questions because Bernie is very favorable in the state. Bernie Sanders, again, was the overall 37, Kamala Harris 35, Joe Biden up to 20, Beto O'Rourke 17. So there's some familiar names there as well. If the PA Superior Court election was today, who would you vote for? Now, I think this was a little staged just because I was right next to the GOP booth, and the GOP booth had 2 signs. But all 3 of our candidates, they did a great job speaking today. I enjoyed listening to all 3 of you. You've made it very hard of a decision on which 2 to vote for. And all 3 of you, I think, did an amazing job in the poll. So thank you to all 3 of the Superior Court candidates for joining us and for absolutely stunning and maintaining close margins. In your opinion, what is the most important issue facing the United States? Illegal immigration. I think there's no question it's the #1 topic. Trump tweets about it on a daily. Build the wall. Let's just move on with it. Let's fight what we have to fight and stop spending the billions we spend, feeding them, housing them, taking care of them, health care for them, and let's just keep them out and, save the money. Do you approve or disapprove of the job Republicans in Congress are doing? Disapproval, 45%. A smaller portion there approve. We're undecided on some, but overall we disapprove. Do you approve or disapprove of the job Donald Trump is doing? We overall approve. In your opinion, did President Trump win or lose the deal over the spending bill? So before the spending bill went in that funded a portion of the wall, there were numbers floated around that he could have X amount of money, and it was X amount of money. And then the spending bill went through and it was less money. And ultimately, he passed the spending bill, and through that, he then declared the national emergency, and we're building the wall. So here, did he win or lose the deal over the spending bill? We won. The wall is being built, 81. We lost. Congress did not allocate the funds, 52, and mutual, 49. Would you support another candidate for President Trump against, or another candidate for president against an incumbent President Trump? Overall, no. President Trump, all the way. I think it'd be political suicide if he really tried to run against an incumbent president. In your opinion, should the U.S. government step in regarding biased media coverage? For my friends in the media in the back, I'm sorry. Either click too fast or, there you go. Overall, we may dislike the coverage we get. We may feel very biased against the coverage we receive, but we still believe it's free speech. And any government touching on the media right to report would infringe on that free speech. But I would challenge all of our media friends and all of our media enemies to focus on the reporting and reporting the facts. Stop putting the opinion piece on page 1, because it is your opinion, not everybody's. Do you think your child will grow up to be better off than you, about the same, or worse off? The majority in the room, we're right in there, 69, 64, worse off than you or about the same. So we definitely have to do things to start fixing the nation for our future generations. So with that, again, I do want to say thank you to everybody that helped put the conference together this weekend. I appreciate everything. Thank you. David, sir?
Thank you very much.